Hello Jags, Fahad here. Next week, keep an eye on this one particular stock, Dentsply Sirona, symbol XRAY, X-ray. Now we discussed this recently on February 26th in webinar, but I wanted to circle back around this because I continue to see very good news flow coming from the product development standpoint that I believe is still not fully baked into consensus estimates. I wanted to bring this up for next week because not only technically the stock sets up for a breakout from bull flag, but over the weekend Goldman Sachs is coming out with a note and they are basically calling this out of consensus bullish buy. Now they say this because there are 15 analysts that are following the stock X-ray, only 5 of which have a buy rating. And also if you look at the earnings estimates out for the next year, for this year and for the next year, they seem to be quite low, with the stock actually starting to turn around. So there's a fundamental and the technical piece over here, and also we have previously pointed out bullish option activity that was in place going into earnings, and even after earnings came out we continue to see the action. So let's circle back on a couple different points real quick. Number one, Primescan DI. That's the most important message over here. Back in late February, there was a conference in Chicago, a dental conference, in which the company showcased its brand new product after 2.5 years of development called Primescan DI. JP Morgan Research points out that Primescan is going to be selling for about $45,000, and with the XRAY software that comes with it, it will be priced at around $70,000 per unit. This has now become the industry-leading new standard. The reason is for 3 critical reasons. This is now the fastest scan that is available for dentistry at 50,000 images per second. The accuracy of the scan is remarkable at 1 million 3D points per second. And lastly, the unprecedented ease of use, which has to do with the motion activation, auto cutting, the ability of clearly to visualize metal in 6-hour battery life, and then instant data transfer to your cloud space. So all very connected to the internet as well as other really great features. So keep this price in mind: $45,000 without the software, and $70,000 per device with the software, the XRAY full workflow software. Reason why this is important is because this particular product will be used to essentially replace the OmniCam, which currently has a total installed base of about 35,000 units worldwide. Why do I care about this? Because not only JP Morgan is pointing this out, but also several other analysts that attended that conference in Chicago pointed out that based on the management commentary, it would appear that approximately 10,000 of the 35,000 current installed base would quickly adapt to this new system. Okay, so if we know that, that means we know what the revenue upside is going to be. It's very simple math, right? So we're going to assume over here that 10,000 of the 35,000 installed base is going to be immediately the early adapters of this particular technology, and the price is going to be $70,000 per unit, which is including the total full workflow software suite. So do the math: 10,000 times $70,000 per unit, you come to $700 million upside in total revenues for the fiscal year 2019 compared to fiscal year 2018, which we just finished recently. Why is that important? Now let's take a look at what the consensus revenue estimates for 2019 look like. This current year estimate that you see in this particular snapshot is $4.02 billion for the entire year. I can tell you that fiscal year 2018 ended at about $3.95 billion. So do the math. That's a total street expectation right now for a revenue increase is 4.02 billion minus 3.95 billion. We're talking about only, what is that? That is about a $70 million increase, versus this product alone with adoption rate of only 10,000 of the 35,000 installed base of Primescan at a $70,000 per unit cost, it that in itself alone equates to about $700 million in incremental revenues in fiscal year 2019. So there's a big disconnect in the story over here. The forward earnings expectations, in my opinion, are significantly low as of right now. They have started to move higher though gradually. I've been watching a little bit progression. The fact set has been pointing out that the street estimates have gradually started to go higher. But even if we go all the way out to the next year, which is 2020, even that number at that point, $4.15 billion. So basically over a course of entire 2-year period from 2018 to 2020, the street is modeling currently only about $200 million in increase in total revenue base. And I believe that is significantly low compared to what just this one product could bring, about $700 million. And that's assuming reasonable or more conservative estimates of only 10,000 of the 35,000 install base that will basically adapt the system over the course of next 2 years. Now, with all of this said, there was yet another conference, and this conference that took place 2 days ago, and this was in Cologne, Germany. This was another dental conference. In this conference, company talked about a whole bunch of other new products too that are coming to the market, not just the Primescan DI. Here's a snapshot that comes from JP Morgan once again, in which they talked about several things. A Zento single tooth implant kits, basically, which is a customized digital treatment plan that, for dentistry. SureFill, which is for the restorative work, and basically it is going to have the file sizes that is 0.9 millimeter versus 1.2 millimeter previously. High-speed handheld instruments, which is 22% smaller than anything else that's in the market. Conometric connections, which basically creates less friction instead of screws and cement for crown work. And then lastly, the DSC inflection control system, which takes only 15 minutes now versus for sterilization versus 25 to 26 minutes previously. All of these different things, five different kinds of product announcements were made in Cologne, Germany dental conference, and this was only 2 to 3 days ago. And I believe these are not baked into consensus estimates either, because take a look at the amount of saving that this is basically making for dentistry. JP Morgan believes that it's not only going to reduce the total time for restoration by 5 to 10 minutes per procedure, but also equates to about $1,200 savings per week. Taking a look at the technical picture now. If you look at the daily scale or if you look at the weekly scale, this is basically trying to eke out through a major volume or price congestion level, which is at $50. If it breaks out through that level, I believe a stock has room to run into a major air pocket that is up to $56 per share. So basically about 10 to 12% move to the upside from here. The volume push behind this after earnings came out has also been quite strong. One last thing that I will mention about XRAY is this. On the option side of things, we recently pointed this out in chat, but if you look at the option chain, you will see there's about 2,700 open interest in April 50 call option, and the stock is currently trading at $49 per share. So it is pretty much right at the money. These call options were bought less than 2 weeks ago, and they came in one day and they bought about 2,600 call options were bought on March 1st. These are April 50 strike call options. They paid up to $1.25 offer side when the bid and ask was 90 cents to $1.25. So do the math around it. That's approximately $300,000 bullish bet that is positioned in the front month April 50 call options. So that's the biggest one, but there has been quite a bit of steady accumulation in January 2020, various strikes as well for the last several weeks. So overall, pretty bullish picture in the option market as well. So keep an eye on this stock for this particular week, given this bullish view that is coming out from Goldman Sachs. A technical picture that sets up for breakout, and a view, in my opinion, a view that the forward earnings estimates are significantly low given tremendous amount of product development work that is taking place, and all of these products are coming to the market throughout the whole year essentially. That's it from me. See you next time.